Mm.
So our angel cards, the messages from your angels. It's funny because the card that was on the top when I opened the box was this card, and then I shuffled the deck and I picked one and I thought, no, that's not appropriate for us. That might be just for me. But then I cut the deck again and the same card came up that was on top when I opened the box. So it is the angel Zanna, Zanna. It's like Anna with a Z in front. And she says, you are protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you. I ask you to relax and feel safe. And then additionally, she says, no matter what has happened in your past, your present, and your future are now safely protected by angels. I don't think I read that right. No matter what has happened in your past, your present and future are now safely protected by angels. I am helping you to heal from past upsets or trauma. I am helping to heal your heart of worry or fear. I am here to help you release any self-sabotaging thoughts or behavior. Who would ever do that, right? um, I am here, in other words, to help you enjoy a renewed sense of safety and peace of mind. The other angels and I stand guard around you, your home, your family, your vehicles, and your workplace. You can rest assured that lower energies can permeate our protective field. Oh, you can rest assured that no lower energies can permeate our protective field. We only allow the energy of love to enter wherever you or your loved ones reside. All expressions of fear are transmuted back to the field of illusions from whence they came. God and the angels ask that you relax and enjoy yourself, for your happiness brings a smile to heaven. So they want us to smile. We want to smile. So we'll put on our Buddha smiles. How does that sound? It's just a nice reminder that we are protected, especially when we align with spirit and with the light, working with the light. Hi, Danielle. I wanted to take my laptop out and do yoga outdoors. It's so beautiful out with dappled sunlight under the maple trees. But the problem with that is the airplanes go right overhead. So it just it just doesn't work. At least maybe I should get mm, a hotspot or something. But anyway, I'm glad you're here, and we will start with our safety yoga. We have our safety net, our angels. And I remembered to turn off my phone this time. I'm still in the process of editing the one from Monday night because my phone rang and it's just time for me to learn how to do that. And I did find the instructions online, but it was late at night and I just didn't get back to it. So I will take the next step and learn how to edit. I know how to edit from end to end, but when you have to cut something out of the center, that wasn't as easy to find. So anyway, um, we'll just enjoy our yoga practice. And we don't have to worry about that. And my kitty is behind closed doors upstairs. So yay. So we'll just have an opportunity here to relax and totally connect with our inner self, our higher self, our spiritual self, however you describe that part of you. So lift tall in your spine, create some space for your energy to flow. Picture your roots going down into the earth from your root chakra, down your legs and down your feet into the earth to ground ourselves. And then just like a tree coming up our tailbone, up our spinal column, with our nerves looking like tree branches. And then, of course, we have our vagus nerve that starts at the base of our spine and goes down, wandering down all the way to our intestinal area. So we'll get quiet for a few breaths and just focus on your breath. Your choice whether you breathe some deep breaths or if you just watch your breath. It's your option. What would serve you best right now? Allow your mind to slow down and relax. Now tune into your physical body and notice how things are going physically, muscles and joints, your organs, breathing, sensation. I can tell you that when you do lie on the earth for a while, I find 45 minutes is good. If the weather's good and we have the time, you might give it a try if you haven't already, but it does make you feel like your nerves unwind. The electromagnetic energy of the earth has a very calming effect. So through your roots, just draw that energy right up into your body. Lift it all the way up. Let it extend out through your nervous system, up and through your extremities, your arms and legs, your neck, your head. We'll create an intention. I would just suggest, since the angel card, since Zanna showed up, that we would just affirm, I am safe from all forms of harm. My family, my home, my vehicles, my place of work, all are protected. And if you like to work with the pyramid imagery and energy, you can imagine a pyramid over your whole body, and then another pyramid joined at the base pointing downward. So one up, one down. And just allow your pyramid to expand when you move. And bring palms together. We'll start with our attunement to breath. Just breathe, arms up overhead. Breathe out as you lower. Release toxins. Just intend for the breath to be cleansing and relaxing. And one last round. All right. Let's come up into standing this time for some warm-ups. Just coming towards the front end of your mat. Separate your feet hip width and soften your knees. Just bend your knees, keeping a straight spine and lowering down. Just coming down, bending, knees over the center line of your foot. And then straighten your knees, lift up onto the balls of your feet, and then lower down, bend, come up onto the balls, lower down, lift. See if you can hold for a couple breaths. Try to lift your heels as high as you can. Squeeze your ankles together if you need to for stability. Activate your core muscles. And lower down. Once again, bend your knees and bring your arms parallel to the floor in chair pose. And just lift one heel and then the other. Press the heel forward, stretching your arch, stretching your toes, and then circle around in one foot and reverse. Press forward. Now you can do this stretch for the top of the foot and your ankle a couple different ways. You can just take the foot back. I'll turn sideways in case it's hard to see. So you're just pressing the front of the foot, the ankle forward. Or another way to do that is to cross that foot over top of the other with the knee bent, and then bend the supporting leg and let that press against the low leg of the foot, that's the leg that's crossed. And that will stretch it nicely. And then come out. Other foot, press forward. And then turn the top of your foot under towards the floor. And if you like it with the leg crossed, it gives you a little edge to press down with the supporting leg. And then release. Circle around both ankles. And just think of the earth as you move in your feet, grounding, your roots pressing down into the earth. All right, so separating your feet hip width apart once again, reaching out, taking a breath, bend your knees. If you choose, you can lower all the way down into a deep knee bend. And then press your heels down and let that propel you right back up. Taking a breath, lift up onto your toes, lift your arms, and bring them back parallel to the ground and lower down, bend. Press your heels down. That will help you start to come back up. And then lift up onto the balls of your feet. And just take your arms out to the side. Bend your knees, bring your arms around, interlace fingers behind you, and stretch your arms away. You might hear some little crackles or pops. Take your head back. And release, bring arms overhead. Interlace fingers, turn palms upwards. Good. Bring arms forward. Lift one foot, lift one heel, focus on a spot, lift the other heel. Squeeze the feet together isometrically, so you're pressing down and then squeezing in towards each other. Let your heels down, reach the hips back and the fingertips forward, lower down deeper into your chair, bending your knees over the center line of your feet. Lower as far as you can. Push the floor away. Breathe, arms up overhead. Reach. And a gentle back bend. Reaching the sternum to the sky. Engage your hip muscles, your glutes. Come back to center, bring palms together. And scoop it out, breathe it up. Again, go to the back, stretch long in your spine, open the chest and shoulders, going back. Coming forward, bring palms together, bring them past your heart. Bend forward, let your arms relax forward. Let the back of your legs relax. And a few swings around your legs, side to side. Maybe a little deeper into your head to knee. All right, and then facing forward, bending both knees. Bring your palms onto the mat. Spread your fingers out and step both feet back into your plank. Activate your core muscles and your hips, a long spine, especially around your neck. Press through your heels. And let your knees come down into table pose. Stretch your left arm out and just circle in your wrist. Loosen it up. Reverse. Squeeze like squeezing a ball. And open. Take your arm out to the side. Bring it up to your ear and then forward, out to the side, up to your ear and straight forward. And other side, reach through your right arm, circle in your wrists, reverse. Squeeze that ball and stretch it open. All right, arm out to the side, bring it up to your ear and then straight forward. Out to the side, up to your ear and forward. Once more, out to the side, up to your ear, straight forward. Release that hand down. Again, lift your left arm up by your ear. Try to stay in a nice long line from fingertips to your hip. And then press down on your right hand and lean forward. Feel your core muscles. Breathe. And pull back. Just pull back into a puppy stretch. Stretch out your arms and shoulders. That's the core stabilization exercise. Now, while you're in puppy, lengthen in your arms and draw your chest towards the floor to open the shoulders. You can press down on your palms and pull back from your palms and then lower down. Just be aware, mindful, and then we'll come back up. Bring the knees in a little bit for table pose. Okay, now reach through your right arm. Press down firmly in your left hand. Right arm is up by your ear. And lean forward. Bring your hips towards your palm. See if this side feels stronger or weaker. And bring your hand down, pull back into puppy stretch. Now, let your hips come down onto your heels for child's pose. Bring your arms around and let your elbows bend to relax after your work. Hands, thumbs by your ankles and relax and just rest a few breaths. Breathe. Breathe however you want to here. Deep or just natural. Okay, now bring palms next to your knees and press up. And make sure you have enough room. Just come forward on your mat. Bring your knees together and separate your feet. We're just going to come down and give our thighs a stretch. So however far works for you, give yourself opportunity to stretch. Just walk your hands back, bring your forearms down. Take your time. Come down, curl your hips under a little bit. And once you're all the way down, if that's where you're going, bring your arms up and hold on to your elbows. Try to keep the knees close together. You can increase this stretch if you want to by pressing your knees down more towards the floor. And then release your arms. Give the bottoms of your feet, your soles, a little massage. Squeeze your heels to give them a little massage. A little pound on your toes, the soft fist. And then bring your elbows and forearms back onto the floor. Lift up and bring your heels under your hips. And then slide your hands forward and we'll come into our first downward facing dog. And you have an opportunity to stretch your calves more here.
Activate your core muscles to support your body and press your heels down. Okay, now just walk your hands in, walk your feet in, separate your feet out, and just bring your knees up to your armpits, onto the back of your upper arms. Lift your chin a little bit and lean forward. This is preparing us for crow pose. Release it. Bend your knees. Just lift your heels up and reach your knees up. Then lift your chin. Lean a little bit forward. See if you can lift one foot and place it back down and lift your hips up. Relax your arms, shake them out, bend your elbows, circle around in your shoulders, and circle in your wrists. And then come back in. Now, if you have sleeves on, which I wear my sleeves when I go outdoors because the mosquitoes love me and it gives me a little layer of protection. But if you don't have sleeves on, it's a little easier for traction on your arms. So lift your heels up against your upper arms. Lean forward onto your hands. See if you can lift the other foot up. Okay. Now get a good plant and see if you can lean forward and lift both feet up. And balance on your hands. Let your feet down, come down in between your heels and come into goddess pose. Separate your feet a little further, bring palms together and lift up. Open the knees. Now bring your palms onto the mat. Bring your knees and your feet in and just lean forward onto your hands. Let your knees come down and let the hairline come down onto the mat and just lift your hips up. Come on to the top of your head. Press down on your palms. Now see if you can get the hairline onto the mat once again. Press down on your palms. Keep your elbows in line with your shoulders and your wrists in line with your elbows. Now press down on your hands and your head and just lift your hips up and lower back down. So you're making a tripod basically. The where your head is the apex, and then you have the corners at your hands. Take in a breath. Elbows in line with shoulders. Wrists in line with elbows. Press down on palms. Press down on the hairline. And once again, lift your hips up and lower down. Now slowly take your time here. Be slow about this. Toes are still turned under. Lift up and come sitting on your heels. Okay. Circle around in your shoulders. Loosen everything up here. And reverse. Okay. Lift up onto your knees. Bring palms onto your low back. So we stretched our thighs earlier. Bring your elbows close. Lift your sternum. Lift your chin. And arch back. You can press your hips slightly forward. Engage your hip muscles. And reach for either one or both feet, whichever works for you in this moment. Open the shoulders and arch in your back. If you want to go further, just let the tops of your feet down on the mat. Reach forward with one arm and lift up. Come down just for a couple of breaths in child's pose to stretch out your work. In camel pose. And then palms next to your knees. Lift up. Turn your toes under and come into standing. Slowly, you're coming from inverted. All right. Just separate your feet, mat width, and come into a standing twist. Whoops, I just caught my toe in my mat. All right. So come sideways on your mat. Separate your feet out. Just breathe, arms out, up, and down over your heart. Now turn your front toes towards the front end of your mat. Take in your breath. And bend the knee into warrior two. Open the knee. Draw the tummy up and in and lengthen in your spine. Breathe, arms up overhead and out to the side. Breathe your knee in. We'll come into triangle from here. The back heel is pressing out, toes are in. Front knee is straight. So breathe and lengthen up. Remember the triangle, the pyramid that we have above us and the one we put below us. Remember, those are expanding with us as we move. It's almost as though the pyramid we've created is also live. Okay. Breathe.
Exhale, press down in the front hip here and reach out over the leg. Shoulders and hips point forward. Lower down as far as you can go without bending your knee, and then switch your arms and open into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keep pressing down in the front hip, that joint, press it down. Look up to your palm. Now bring that upper hand down to meet your other palm. Slide it up the palm, up your arm, up your shoulder, across your chest, and reach up once again. And again. Exhale, lower it down, slide it up. Align your shoulders, your arms. Feel your hips relax into this pose. Now reach up, press your feet down firmly and lift up out of the pose. Extend up and bend your knee. Into warrior two. Okay, and bring the knee in. Pull the back foot in slightly. Bend the front knee, pull back and step it in, palms together. And we're just going to turn to the other side. So turning so we can work with triangle over the other side. Press the back heel out, toes in, front toes forward. Breathe, arms up overhead and down. Bring them back to your heart. Taking another breath and breathe out as you come down over into your warrior two. Breathe arms out to the side, up overhead. Exhale down and extend arms out into warrior two. Try to keep pressing the knee back and the back hip open. If you can, go deeper, deep in your pose. Okay. Breathe your knee in. And again, press down in that front hip and reach forward over that leg. Shoulders facing forward, body stays in alignment, and keep it straight where your ribs are. We don't want to curve there. We want to keep a straight spine so that you don't jeopardize the health of your low back, your sacrum area, sacroiliac joint. And then let your arms into the full triangle. Now, once again, breathe. Exhale your top hand down to meet your lower palm. Slide your hand up your arm, shoulder across your chest. Open the shoulder, the top shoulder, open and reach. Breathe. Breathe out and lower your arm and bring it up. Breathe all the way up. Okay, reach that arm up to the ceiling. Come up out of your triangle. Bring the back foot in a couple inches. Bend the front knee and step it in. Palms over your heart. All right, so from here, we want to step back with your right leg, okay? The front knee will be straight. This is for a rotated triangle. So you don't want your feet as wide as you had them in your regular triangle. Bring the back foot in just a little bit. You want your hips pointing forward, so you have to let your back heel out. Breathe, arms up overhead. Out to the side. Turn to your left. Into a rotated triangle. Reach for the front leg or your ankle or the floor, whatever works. And open the shoulders. Into your rotated triangle. Both knees are straight. To come out, engage your legs, press your feet into the ground, reach your top hand up, back to center. Whoops. Bend the front knee, push off, palms together. Step your left leg back. Okay. Breathe, arms overhead. Hips and shoulders are pointing forward. Exhale out. The back foot, the heel needs to be able to release, so let it be on just an angle. Now you're going to turn to your right and come down over that front leg. Take your time. You can have your hand on your low leg, ankle, foot, or the floor, fingertips or palm, depending on your ability, your level of stretch today. Look up towards your palm. Both knees are straight. From here, just bring that top arm down. So both hands are on the floor on either side of that foot. Widen your left hand, bend the front knee slightly, and step in the back foot. So both feet are on the floor. Lower your hips down, knees bent. For a little more twist, wrap your left arm around, breathe your right arm up, stretch tall, and open to the side. All right, now Press your sitting bones down and breathe your arm back up to your ear and unwind. Wrap your arm around your legs and scoop it up. Breathe. Open to the side into your twist. Reach up through your crown. Point your nose towards your shoulder. All right, now press sitting bones down and breathe your arm up and unwind. Just a little wiggling here and there to loosen up in your spine. And then separate your feet, a foot to 18 inches. And then reach your arms forward, lower down, palms facing upward, and just slide both heels down. Make sure your hips are rolled under so your low back relaxes against the floor. And shoulder blades rolled under so your shoulders can relax completely. If they feel like they're sticking up or they're tight, just take your arms out a little further and let your elbows soften or just bend a little bit. Makes a lot of difference. Notice your breath. Notice, are you heated? Are you hot? Maybe sweating a little bit, depending on if you're indoors or out, air conditioning or not. Come down into Shavasana. Now imagine what you think Zanna looks like, our angel of protection, Zanna or Zanna, Anna with a Z. And listen once again as she explains to you, you are protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you. I ask you to relax and feel safe. Place your pyramid over you and under you, one facing up, one facing down. Imagine Zanna with her angel wings curved above you, protecting you. What color is she? What color are her wings? Is her hair long or short? Is she wearing a gown or something else? What's her energy like all around her? Color, density. Is she smiling? Are there any sparkles around her? How does she feel to you? Now I ask that you see flames over your body, flames coming from your body. These are the fires of transmutation, the fires of purification, burning off dross. You don't feel heat, they're just flames of purification. Now see the flames dissipate and a whole host of angels above you. Zanna leading the way in this instance. Listen, do you hear them? Feel them. And how does that make you feel? Now, the angels will remain there, but we're going to come back aware of our bodies now. Notice your body's response to the Shavasana experience today. Let yourself start to move your fingers. Feel the air on them as you move them. Take your head side to side. Relax your neck. Bring some movement down in your toes. Press your low back into the ground. And slide your feet together and draw them in close. Pull them in. Give it a little wave to the angels above you as you come back fully into this dimension. They're there. They're always there. And come over to one side and slowly press up into sitting. Bring your hands into your favorite mudra. Generate the emotion of gratitude for all the help that we receive in the unseen dimensions, keeping us safe, keeping us on our path to growth. And then just bring your palms into Anjali Mudra. Thank you for being here, sharing yoga. Have a peaceful night. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you, Rochelle.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Debbie.
You feel angel-fied?
Yes. I gotta run.
Could you see her? Could you see them? You perceive them? Yay.
Okay, well, good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Don't
Seeing you
work too
all.
hard.
Yeah.
Bye.
Namaste.
Sleep well.
Yes, yes.
Namaste. Yeah. Mwah.